Hello, everybody. My name is Neil, and I'm the founder of my website, which is IELTSwheel.com. And today I will be helping you to write a complex essay with two questions. Now let's read and analyze this essay prompt in detail. In many countries today, crime novels and TV crime dramas are becoming more and more popular. Why do you think these books and TV shows are popular? What is your opinion of crime fiction and TV crime dramas? Okay, so logically, it would be correct to write about this question in the first body paragraph and to talk about this in the second body paragraph. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this is going to be my plan. Okay, so plan. So why do you think these books and TV shows are popular? So the examiner wants us to provide at least two reasons why it is true. Okay, so the first reason and the second reason. Okay, so let's think what we can write here. So why do you think these books and TV shows are popular? So for example, we can say that people want to seek adrenaline. Okay, to seek means to look for adrenaline. And then also I can say that people want to avoid let's say boredom. And then I'll be more specific. I'll explain what I mean here. Okay, and then what is your opinion of crime fiction and TV crime dramas? Please pay attention to this part. What is your opinion? So the examiner wants to know my opinion. Okay, he doesn't want to know what other people think about it. He wants to know only my opinion. Okay, so I might say that both of these sources of information, right, or both of these kinds of entertainment may be highly detrimental to human well-being. So I'm gonna just write like detrimental, okay, to human well-being. Okay, and then I'll explain everything in detail later. But that's it. My plan is absolutely ready. And now I can write an essay. Now, how can I do that? First of all, it's important to write the introduction. Okay, so how should we start? Remember, I told you that it's very important to write a background statement. Background statement means we have to talk about a general idea. Okay, something which is true around the world. Okay, now how can we do it? For example, we can write something like both nationally and internationally the popularity of books and films featuring crime has increased significantly significantly over the past several decades. Okay, here we go. Now I'm using complex grammar here, both A and B, okay, nationally and internationally. So for example, if you are in New Zealand, nationally would be across New Zealand, okay, and internationally here means around the world. So here I'm talking about the scope of this issue or matter, okay, that we are talking about. Next, the popularity of books and films here featuring crime. Remember, when you're talking about books, movies, okay, use this verb featuring, which basically means showing, okay. So people show, okay. You can also say this graph shows, but when you're talking about books or films, it's a very good verb to use. Featuring crime has increased significantly. I'm using the present perfect here. Why? Because the keywords are over the past several decades. We are talking about a long period of time, and therefore we need to use the present perfect. Has increased. We're talking about the result. How significantly, okay? You don't want to write has increased a lot. No, significantly over the past several decades. You can say past or last several decades. All right. Now, what is the next step? The next step is outline. Okay. So outline means, outline means our plan. Okay. The examiner wants to know what we are going to do in our essay. Okay, so we can write something like, let me show you. It is worth analyzing the major reasons behind this trend in this essay before a personal opinion is shared. Okay, so it's worth, which means it's important to analyze, but after worth use ing. It's worth analyzing the major reasons. You can also write for this trend or behind this trend in this essay before a personal opinion is shared. Remember, you must use only the present simple here, is shared. You can't use the future. You can't write before a personal opinion will be shared. Remember, after before, you must use only the present simple here. All right, and the question is, why do you think these books and TV shows are popular? Why? And therefore, it's worth analyzing the major reasons. Okay, next, what is your opinion of crime fiction and TV crime dramas? Okay, and therefore, before a personal opinion is shared. So the examiner clearly understands what Neil is going to write in his essay. Now, what is the next step? The next step is to write body paragraph 1. Body paragraph 1. Now, what should we do in our first sentence? Our first sentence is called the topic sentence. And what do we need to write here? I'm going to include reason 1 plus reason 2 without any specific explanation. Okay, just reason 1 and reason 2. Now, how can we do that? Let's just look at this carefully. I'm gonna show you. Seeking adrenaline and avoiding the boredom of daily routines appear to be popular reasons for choosing such a genre. Okay, here we go. So seeking, remember, let's just look at our reasons. So seek adrenaline and avoid boredom. So here, seeking adrenaline, which is the first reason, and avoiding the boredom of daily routines, this is the second reason, appear to be popular reasons for choosing such a genre. Now, look at this carefully. The question is, why do you think these books and TV shows are popular? And I have already answered this question in my very first sentence. Okay. Now let's try the next sentence. Now, what do I need to do? I need to provide one relevant example. Okay, so how can I do that? Let me show you. For example, one experiences significant amounts of fear and excitement when watching such films as Saw. Okay, so here, one experiences. One means a person, an individual. Experiences here means feels. Significant amounts of means much. Fear and excitement. Remember, when plus ing, when watching such films as Saw. Okay. Now, the examiner wants to know why we have indicated this movie. Okay, so we need to analyze this movie in detail, and this one is called analysis. So, or which means we have to provide some evidence. We have to explain to the examiner why we think that this movie is relevant. So, for example, okay, we can write something like, this television show features a main character who catches delinquents and punishes them by conducting horrible experiments which involve advanced technology. Okay, now this television show, instead of saying this movie, this film, you can also write television show. Again, features means shows a main character who catches delinquents, which means criminal people, bad people who commit crime, and punishes them, remember, by plus ing. We're talking about a method, an approach. So by conducting, which means doing, horrible experiments which involve advanced technology. Now here, pay attention to this part. I don't have a comma here because it's a defining relative clause. Because if you remove this part, then this sentence won't make any sense. Like by conducting horrible experiments. Really? Like what kind of experiments? Experiments which involve advanced technology. Ah, now it's clear. Okay, so this part is very important in the sentence, and therefore we don't need to have a comma here. Okay, and in this sentence I've already explained the idea of this movie and what happens. Okay, and if according to our essay prompt here, it says crime novel, right? Okay, or crime drama. So the examiner wants to know what kind of a crime are you talking about here, Neil? And the answer is, so this main character catches delinquents, all right, which means criminal people, and he punishes them, right? So there's the element of crime here, and that's what examiner wants to see in our essay. Now, in my topic sentence, I said adrenaline, right, and avoiding the boredom of daily routines, and I have to mention this fact. I have to show how audiences experience adrenaline and why they like it. Okay, so now how can I do that? Okay, like I'll have a supporting idea here. Okay, now let me show you how to do that. Although most fans of this show, I can also say film, all right, usually claim that there is a great deal of violence involved, they still love the show, which helps them to experience an adrenaline rush. An escape from boring daily chores. Okay, so now let me explain everything to you in detail. So although I'm using a complex sentence here, although most fans of this film usually claim means say something strongly, that there is a great deal of means much violence involved, comma, okay, so after although something, comma, they still love the show. Basically we can stop here, but I want to give some extra information, and when you want to give some extra information, which is called a non-defining relative clause, you must have a comma here, so which helps them to experience an adrenaline rush, which means lots of positive energy and you like it, it's really cool. An escape from boring daily chores. In this case, chores means difficult tasks, something which you have to do on a regular basis and which don't make you very happy. Okay, that's it. So we have explained the two reasons which the examiner wants us to outline. Now, according to our plan, we need to talk about our personal opinion, and I say that it's detrimental to human well-being. Now, so we're going to write the next body paragraph, so which is body paragraph 2. Body paragraph 2. Okay, now again, it's important to write the topic sentence. Okay, so topic sentence. And here, personal opinion, because the examiner wants us to know what we think. Personal opinion. Okay, now let me show you exactly how to do that. So I'm going to create a strong link between this paragraph and the previous paragraph. Why? Because I want to create coherence and cohesion. Now, how can I do that? Let me show you. Despite the possible benefits of the above, I believe that both books and films of this kind may be highly detrimental, highly detrimental to human well-being. Okay, so despite the possible benefits of the above, we know what kind of benefits we're talking about. Okay, seeking adrenaline and avoiding the boredom of daily routines. Okay, so here, after despite, in this case we have a positive statement and then a negative statement. I believe that. Remember, you want to write I believe that. You don't want to write I guess that, I reckon that, I suppose that. No, I believe that. You can also write I'm convinced that. Okay, use strong verbs. That, okay, both books and films of these kind, I'm using referencing here. We know what kind of genre we are talking about, crime, so I don't want to write this again. Maybe highly detrimental. Highly here means very, very, very detrimental, which means harmful to human well-being. Remember, to, not for, to human well-being. Okay, now the examiner wants to know why. Why do you think so? Okay, say, all right, the examiner, okay, dear examiner, I'm going to show you one specific example. Okay, now let's focus on this example quickly. For instance, some fans who have read several crime novels claim that they have been experiencing nightmares for a while, with the main characters chasing after and murdering them in their dreams. Okay, we have a complex sentence here. So for instance, which means, for example, some fans who have read, we're talking about the result, who have read several crime novels, claim that they have been experiencing nightmares. Nightmares means you can't sleep at night. You wake up, oh, wow, I've seen something horrible in my dreams. Okay, so nightmares for a while. And then here, with the main character chasing. So look at the formula. With plus who plus ing, which means where the main characters chase after and murder them. So but here the formula is with who plus ing and ing them in their dreams. Okay, so is it detrimental to their well-being? Yes, it is, and therefore I have explained this in this example. But I want to provide one more piece of evidence. Okay, I can provide one more kind of like example, and then not just only example, it will be like sort of like evidence. So how can I do that? What is worse is that what is worse is that some of them have been thinking of purchasing weapons and keeping them at home in order to protect themselves from such people as the main characters in the books they have read. Okay, now what is worse is, so we've already described a negative situation here, but here what is worse, so we're providing, so that's the link. Okay, so I'm trying to create the link between this sentence and the previous sentence, that some of them means these fans, again I'm using referencing here, have been thinking of purchasing weapons and keeping them. So remember, have been thinking of plus ing and ing of purchasing and keeping them at home. Why? In order to protect themselves from such people as the main characters in the books they've read. So as you can see, I have clearly explained why reading and watching such books and movies is highly detrimental, okay, based on the examples given. All right, now the last paragraph is called the conclusion paragraph. So conclusion. So how can we write our conclusion? Again, I have to explain why people watch movies, okay, and read books that feature crime. And again, I have to explain whether it is good or bad. In this case, I say that it is bad, and then I'll explain why. Okay, so this is my basic strategy. Now, how can I do that? Let me show you. Based on the arguments outlined above, it is my conclusion that, crime novels and films abundant with crime scenes attract thrill seekers who seekers who might experience nightmares and stress as described previously. Okay, so based on the arguments outlined above, we know what kind of arguments we have presented. Okay, so I'm referring back to the previous paragraphs, and then it is my conclusion that, which means I believe that crime novels and films abundant with, which means full of something, crime scenes, which means episodes here, attract thrill seekers. Thrill seekers means those who want to have a great deal of adrenaline, who might experience nightmares. So this is the first detrimental effect, and the second detrimental effect, and then as described previously. That's all. Hopefully you have learned how to write this kind of essay with 2 questions. And if you want to improve your speaking and writing skills, if you want me to correct your essays, graph descriptions, letters, or your speaking responses, you can visit my website IELTSwheel.com. You can purchase advanced video courses to prepare for the IELTS exam, or you can take private lessons with me. Thank you very much for watching this lesson. Hopefully you've learned a lot from it. Good luck.